And I want everybody just to do a little bit review for the last week's thing. Okay, Harvey? So we're going to take a look at 2,116 equals what? So without the calculator, of course, okay? 7056. Okay, just 4 questions. 哎，Gracious 又什么又掉出去了？哦，录好了，Yeah, fine, fine, good job. Okay, the credits go to your mom. 你还是要跟你妈妈说，对不对？搞定了。Harvey, check your answer. Not all of them are right. Andy, good job. You saved yourself the last minute. Good job, Andy. Very good. Good job, Kevin. Very good. 啊，为什么 Kevin 我的眼睛花了吗？Kevin 你是发给我了吗？然后又撤回了吗？这个还可以撤回的。Kevin, you sent it to me. It's right. Yeah. What? Yeah. Why you record it? Okay. Good job, Vicky. Okay, Jason, most of them are most of them are right. Just one little tiny thing. Harvey, did you find out which one you making mistakes? Harvey?
The third one.
Okay, you find one, right? You find it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, Grace, yes, good job. Okay, I just in case a little bit off the right answer. Okay, so most of you get it right. Very good. Okay, so since the last digit is 4, sorry, last digit is 6, so it's either something 4 or something 6 will be the right answer. Then I check the 21 because 21 is square root 21 is bigger than 4 and smaller than 5. So it's 44 or 46. Then I check 4 times 5 equals 20. So 21 is bigger than 20, so I go with the bigger one. So the first one, the answer is 46. Second one, something 4, something 6. Still, I'm going to check with the 70. 70 square root is bigger than what? 8 and smaller than 9. So that's why it's 84 or 86. So 8 times 9 is equal 72. 70 is smaller than 72, so the answer is 84. Next one, 8 to a 1. So it's something 1 or something 9, correct? Okay, so what is this? When I look at this, I can almost know it's 91, 99, but it won't be 99, boys. Okay, Harvey, why? Because 99 is too close to 100. So 100 times 100 equals 10,000. Okay, so this one's too far away. So you can think about it. So 8 times 9, sorry, 9 times 10 equals 90, because 82 is smaller than 90. So we go with the smaller one. So that's why it's 91. Last but not least, still 6 and 4. But since it's a 5-digit number, I know this time I have to go with 3-digit. So 109 is bigger than 11 and smaller than 12. Oh, sorry, bigger than, 11 and smaller than 12. So it's 116 and 114. But 11 times 12 equals 132, which is smaller. So we go with the smaller one. So 114. So the final answer is, 46, 84, 91, and 114. Very good. Okay, everybody. So just a quick review. Okay. So I just want to ask you if you still remember last week we have learned 2 times 2 equals 2, right? Because every single 2 same thing you take out, you became a 1 number, right? Okay, so now this time we're going to calculate how to put them together, how to time them, and how to divide them, and how to minus them, and how to power them. Okay, so Kevin, some parts I need you to pay attention, okay? Because I check your homework. There are some parts it's not really good. Okay, for instance, 225 over 50. When we do this, when you look at the question like 225 over 50, first of all, you can do this, or I think the best way is what? I just talk about something about the homework, right? The best way is first to simplify. Remember, when we're learning the fraction, the simplicity is the most important thing, correct, Andy? Right? Yes, so Vicky, do you mind turn on the camera? Yeah, then I can see you, okay? So I just explained to every one of you why I insist on having seen your face. Is because sometimes, I can check your face if your facial expression is telling something that you're not very clearly know, so I can immediately explain again. Understand? So because I understand some of you said, oh, I don't want to stop the teacher. I don't want to raise up the question because sometimes it's embarrassed. I understand. So I can tell if you really understand or not, sometimes by your facial expression. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So 225 and 50, they're both divisible by 5, right? So I can divide by 5 first. So it's 45 over 10. Again, it is what? It's 9 over 2. Get it, Kevin? So that's why the answer should be square root 9 over square root 2. So today we're going to discuss about this. Okay, everybody, this is very important. Okay, Gracious and Graciana, sorry, and Harvey and Andy. I have so many students when they go to the high school. This part is very easy because even the school books sometimes don't emphasize enough. But when you go to grade 11, then that is a problem starting to raise up. Okay, so everybody, square root 9 equals what? Vicky. Oh, sorry, Graciana.
3.
Very good. Okay, so square root 2, we cannot do anything, right? So some students give answer like that. And you know what? In grade 8 or grade 9, some teacher will give you full mark for that. When you go to grade 10 and grade 11, this is wrong. I know, this is weird, okay? So how about we just learn from the very beginning, okay? So everybody, I want you to take in notes right now, Kevin, okay? Square root cannot be shown in the denominator. Okay, square root cannot be shown in the denominator. You can calculate it, but the final answer, the square root cannot be shown in the denominator. Why? Let me just explain it to you, okay? So what is a division truly about? It is about a quantity has been equally divided by this number, right? So if I have 6 apples, I want to equally share with 3 people. So each of the people has 2 apples, correct, Mickey?
Yes.
If I have 14 apples and I want to equally share with 7 people and each people. So this is the number that should be rational. Understand? Okay, so 14 divided by 2.5 is okay because you know what is a value it is. But square root 2, let me tell you, is an unlimited, non-repeating decimal number that could be going on forever. Get it, everybody? So on the other hand, square root 2 is not a true number. It's not a rational number. So that's why you cannot divide it on, 你都不知道到底分给多少东西. It's not stable. 明白了吗？所以这个 square root can never show in the denominator. Okay, so now how to get rid of it? Everybody, that is the most important thing. Okay, Jason? Remember I said square root 2 is very lonely. You can only make the square 小房子 out by giving the same one. Get it? Square root 2 times square root 2 equals square root 2 times 2, which equals 2. Okay, in order to get rid of this 小房子, you need to give this number exactly the same thing. Like Andy and Vicky is actually twins. Do you know that, everybody? So you need to give Vicky an Andy. You need to give Andy a Vicky. Not really true because you're not. Yeah. So for instance, some twins they look exactly the same. Understand? Understand, Graciana?
吴万湖 are twins, Vicky and Andy.
对啊 ，Andy 和 Vicky 是 twins，可是他们长得不太像。Andy 脸给我们看一下你的脸。
我们是异卵双胞胎，同卵双胞胎
异卵双胞胎，对啊，对啊，对啊，所以可能不太确定。对，我们要找一个一模一样的象形，但是这个就是一样，OK？所以我们要乘以根号2，下面就 square root 2。那 in order to keep this number the same, so that means for the numerator, we need to time the same square root 2 as well. Get it, everybody? Okay, so now you can see. So 3 times square root 2 equals 3 square root 2. And square root 2 times square root 2 equals 2. So that is the answer. Understand, Jason? Okay? 一看到这个题目就想到 Vicky 和 Andy 啊。一想到这个题目 you need to give the denominator a same one. Okay, everybody? I think this is really good because not very often that in one class we have a twins, right? 所以说呢 so that's the best way to remember that. So I want to give you some examples, okay? So for instance, we have something like that. So how do we do it? So we copy this done, right? And we times the same thing. Remember, the denominator cannot have any square root. So I time a square root 3, I time a square root 3. So equals 4 square root 3 over 3. Get it, everybody? Okay, 好，那我们再来看看我这个题目怎么样。Okay, so this one. 6 and square root 2. Okay, so Jason said, I know how to do it. I do that, and teacher asked me to do exactly the same square root 2, and I times square root 2 both bottom and top. So equals 6 square root 2 over 2, and I'm done. So my question is it done? Or we can still a little bit something could be done. Very good, Jason, because 6 and 2 could be simplified. Okay, especially for Calvin 啊，你看他那个脸，你完全不记得要 simplify， 对不对？我都不用说了 ，Calvin， 你看老师是不是就像钻到你的肚子里去了，对不对？ So I know, so 3 square root 2 is the final answer. Okay, everybody, take a look. Okay, take any notes you want. So we're going to practice a little bit for this one. So this part is really important.
Question. For
Okay.
like Windows computer, how do you get like the square root sign?
Oh, it's option 加 V。你是用的 Apple 吗？还是 Windows？
Windows.
Windows 我都不知道。
Oh, okay.
Okay, gracious. My best option is 你可以这样就写 SQ，那我就知道。So
Okay.
first, if you want to give me 3 square root 2, you just say 3 SQ and 2. So I know that.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm really bad at this computer. Actually, the command, sorry, option plus V is actually Harvey told me, I think, long time ago. Yeah, 他告诉我可以打出来。Okay, so everybody, I hope you're done with your note taking. Is it okay? Or you need more time? Everybody good? Okay, good, good. Yeah, give me a thumbs up. Okay. Andy, you're okay? How's your neck? Okay. Do you want me to massage you? No. Oh, you say no to me. You break my heart. Okay, so everybody, let's take a look at some practice. Okay, so we're going to practice 4 questions. Okay. So first one. Okay, everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 questions. Okay. Okay. Jason Harvey has sent it to me already. 下面别的小朋友加油哦。然后 Jason 和 Harvey check 一下你的答案啊，不要有错了啊，不然的话白做啊。Okay, so let's see. Kevin 把答案发给我以后，还要再加一个啊哈哈哈，我不知道他笑什么，我不知道他笑什么啊。我们等一下问一下 Kevin 为什么答案发给我要哈哈哈。如果有错的话，我看你就是呼呼呼，是呜呼呼；如果做错就是呜。 Okay, Jason, correct? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Very easy. So 3 square root 2, we times the same thing. So when Vicky meet Andy, okay, so meet Andy, another Andy, another Andy on top of it. So 3 over square root 2. Square root 2 times square root 2 equals 2. So the answer is like that, or you can also rewrite it as 3 over 2 and square root 2. Okay, so the meaning of that, I want to explain this one. Okay, everybody spend a little bit of time with me because it's very, very easy. Like you confused, what does it mean really? Okay, so everybody, this one means 3 times square root 2 divided by 2. Or you can think about it as 3 over 2 times square root 2. Get it? When two numbers are putting together, so especially like AB, that equals A times B. And later on, if you see 4x, that means 4 times x. Okay? If you see 100 alpha, that means 100 times alpha. So later on, when two numbers putting together, especially square root and some numbers, the relationship between them is times. Get it, everybody? So if you want to take notes, that is very important, okay? So number 2 is 5 square root 7 over 7. So teacher, 有一个小朋友说，老师，你为什么没有像刚才一样让我去找 Andy 去找 Vicky? Because you can have all these things in your brain, right? So we learned it from the very beginning. 但是等到你后面学的好了，用不用的？不用了，对不对？ Okay, so next one, this one, okay? This one is Kevin's. Sometimes Kevin's or sometimes Vicky 也会在这个里面。
会碰碰。
鹏鹏不谈他了，他烦死了，我不想说他。Okay, so square root 5，我最近在跟他吵架。We're not having a good relationship right now. Yes, we're fighting against with each other.
Why?
Because she's very weird, you know. She's like, just to give you an example. 今天早上我跟他一起去跑步，跑完步以后，我回到家，我跟他说：“哦，你的脚好脏，你不要穿到房间里，就不要穿到家里面来，你把鞋子脱在外面。”他说：“好呀，妈妈。”然后3秒钟以后，他就穿着脏鞋子走进了房子。You know, literally like 3 seconds, like 3 seconds. I said, 好呀，妈妈，然后就走进去。So yeah, so these things happen almost every day. So I'm not very happy about it. So everybody understood why I'm having a fighting with him. Jason said, "Good job, Ping Ping." Okay, so let's say square root 5 times square root 5 equals 5. Okay, so now this is a part some student just to give answer like that. Not good enough. So 3 and 1. So the answer is 3 square root 5. Kevin said, 哈，老师我对的。对，好，那我们来看最后一道题。Okay, so last one, square root 2 times square root 2. Sorry, 6. What I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Gracia probably think 他的老师有点老年痴呆症，写的6，然后嘴巴说2。Jason, right? So 6 2 square root 6 plus 6 2. What I'm talking about. Square root 6 times square root 6 equals 6, correct, everybody? So 20 times square root 6 equals that. So how do we do it? Yeah, simplify. 10 and 3. So the answer is 10 square root 6 over 3. Okay, very good. Okay, if you make any mistakes, you correct it. If you are not, congratulations, and don't worry about it because it's very normal. Like human beings do make mistakes, but we don't continuously making mistakes. That's good enough. Okay, so now let's talk about a thing is called Pythagorean theorem. Okay, I know there are a lot of students that, oh, I know that because in Chinese it's called Go Gu Ding Li. Okay, so I think everybody, you know this.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, you know that, right? Because,
I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, everyone know that.
yeah. Go Gu Ding Li. But like you have a Chinese name and everybody in this classroom also have an English name, right? So Kevin, what is your Chinese name? Okay, Kevin.
达尔文。
达尔文，你的 Chinese name 叫达尔文。哦，那为什么他们叫你天天呢？你不是应该叫文文吗？OK， 不会叫达达。
达尔文。
Okay, so Graciana. So of course we have another one is called Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so in this class, I'm going to give you a little bit higher requirement is probably you are in your school or whatever, you learned is this one is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Why? Because 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. Correct, everybody? Right? You know that, right? So that's why it's 勾三股四弦五，对不对？ So this is 勾, this is 股, this is 弦, right? But actually, everybody, 我字写的很漂亮了，是因为这个笔不行啊。Okay, everybody. So seriously, Vicky，我等下写一个在纸上的，然后等下传给你，让你妈妈给你看，字写的超漂亮。Okay, so Diana, actually, there are a lot of sets of the number, which is truly for the Pythagorean theorem. Understand, Jason? So why I ask you to remember these, okay? Is of course we have the method， 对不对？老师已经教你们了，用什么方法可以很快的就找出来那个 square root。可是如果有一个小朋友一看到1225，他马上就知道是什么的 square root， 那他是不是就不用去算了 ？Understand? So you can save a lot of time. So for instance, 3, 4, 5 is a set of Pythagorean number. Okay, let me tell you, 6, 8, and 10 is also another set of Pythagorean theorem. And 9, 12, and 15 are the third sets of the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so now I want to call one of your name and tell me another set of the Pythagorean theorem based on these data. And Harvey, can you tell me?
Pardon?
Huh?
What is the
Yeah, what is the thing? I want you to put it into the pink bracket.
I don't remember the Pythagoras triples.
对呀，因为你刚才没有好好听呀，我就知道了呀，对不对，Harvey？你看，他们其实都是有倍数的。你看，3、4、5是 basic 的，看到了没有？所以6、8、10是9、12。
Yeah, Harvey.
So you give me another one, can you, Harvey?
Okay. So like 6, 12, 18, like that.
6, 12, 6, 8. No. So Harvey, you have to understand, okay? So very good. Harvey, this part you need to pay very much attention, okay? So every single number, which is true for the Pythagorean theorem, for instance, 3, 4, and 5, right? Because 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared, but okay? But actually, oddly enough, if you times 2, times 2, times 2, it is also qualifying. You see, 6, 8, and 10. 你看6的平方等于36， 8的平方等于64，然后10的平方等于100。你看36加84也等于100。Understand? So why give you this one? So 6, 8, 10 is, and also 9. So this one times 3. So this one also times 3, 12, and this one times 3, 15 is also true for the Pythagorean theorem because 9 squared plus 12 squared equals 81 plus 144 equals 225. It is exactly equals 15 squared. Get it, Harvey?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so now I want you to give me another set of the Pythagorean theorem number based on 3, 4, and 5.
So 12, 16, and 20.
12, 16, and 20. Everybody, don't you agree with Harvey? Yes, it is. Okay, it is. Very good. Okay, so Harvey 不能因为你现在稍微以前有点学过的就这样子啊，因为每天 every single class I am going to give you a lot of extra ones. Okay, understand? So this is something not going to be happened in the school and everything. Okay, Harvey, can you be with me still? Okay, so now I'm going to give you another set. Okay, 5, 12, and 13. So based on that, Andy, can you give me another set of Pythagorean theorem based on 5, 12, and 13? Good job. 你妈妈让你嘴巴说，你还写，我还给你 special，让你都嘴巴说，所以不用你写。OK，Andy，我跟你关系好的啊，OK，有数啊，心里啊，行不行？啊，OK，so 10, 24, and 26. Get it, everybody? Because you times 2 for each of them. Okay, so Gracian, Sienna, so you understand. So when you have one set of the Pythagorean theorem number, so you can just expand it more and more, correct? Okay, so when you see a number, so that's very important. So I'm going to, for tonight's homework, I'm going to give you a sheet, including some of the Pythagorean theorem number. So try to remember them. I don't ask you to remember, you must remember them, but try to remember them. It's going to make your life much easier. Trust me. Okay. So now let's take a look at this one. Okay. So a triangle with a base. Okay. Let's take a look at this question. Okay. A triangle with a base 3 times the height has an area of 384. What is its height? Okay. So this question is the base is 3 times of the height. So if height is h, the base is 3h. Correct, everybody? Right? So because the area of the triangle's area formula is base times height, divided by 2. So it's base times, there's no base anymore because base equals 3 height. So 3 height times height divided by 2 equals 384. So if I'm putting them together, so 3 over 2 times h squared equals 384. So immediately I know h squared. Okay, so here, let me just tell you one thing, okay? Your high school teacher probably don't like you have the h squared directly. They want to see like that. Everybody, I show you, okay? Do you understand this part? Okay, because they want to show them how you get rid of those 3 over 2. In order to get rid of 3 over 2, everybody, you have to times 2 over 3. Get it? So you times 2 over 3 on the left side, you times 2 over 3 on the right side. Yeah, I know. Kevin 和 Harvey 肯定说，老师，我不想那么做，我就直接384除以2/3，不香吗？对，他不喜欢看到这样的 ，OK， 他不喜欢看到这样的，他喜欢看到的是你两边乘，因为这样子就是对这里的，但是你有办法做，你自己可以，OK。So 128 times 2 equals 256. Okay, so everybody remember last week I asked you to try to remember some. 1 second, 我把灯打开。So last week I asked you to try to remember as many as square number as possible， 对不对？好了，256等于什么东西的平方啊？Okay, Kevin.
16.
Okay, very good. Okay, so if
So
it is
good.
6,啊
Nothing. You hear nothing.
，OK，那 h 是不是就等于
Yes.
对不对？好了，在最后
Really well.
啊，每个小朋友不要忘记啊，unit。get it 啊，尤其是小男孩，OK，boys 在这说，哎呀，我做好了，哎呀，I'm so smart，I'm so clever，I'm the cleverest thing in this world。好了
Cleverest thing.
，so centimeter is not going to put it on。好了，老师说给你1半分，原来这道题10分的，你就只能拿6分或者8分，还有2分。回来跟妈妈说，妈妈，我做的可好了，全都会，全对，肯定100分。回来以后发觉，哎，只有80分，为什么？每一道题扣2分，10道题一共80分。Make sense,
Oh
everybody?
my God.
Yeah. So this is how you lose every single point, and you think, you know what? It's impossible for me to lose any points. I did so good. Okay, get it? Okay, so now let's.
It's like what's 1 centimeter? Like there's he had 1 centimeter string.
Mhm.
He got another centimeter.
Mhm.
How much string does he have? He has 2 strings.
Yeah，那不是一个的1毫1 centimeter，一个也是1 centimeter，2个都是 centimeter。
Probably not.
OK，好，我们现在来看下面道题目啊。Two circles have total area of 45 pi centimeter square. If the larger circle has an area of 4 times the smaller circle, what is the radius of each circle? OK, so in order to do that, we have a 1 and have another one, right? So this is larger one, this is the smaller one. So in order to calculate the area of the square, the most important thing is find out the radius, okay? So Vicky and Andy, don't worry about it. So I'm going to just emphasize the square formula for all of you, because you know what? It's very normal to forget, right? So area of a circle equals pi. So what is pi? Pi is the same as square root 2 and square root 3. It is an unlimited, unstable, and forever number. So my question right now is, can you have answer as 3 over pi? Is it possible? Yes, you can put pi underneath, but you cannot have square root underneath. Okay? Because you cannot really get rid of pi, right? Pi times pi is still pi squared. But you can get rid of the square root. Understand? Okay, so now let's take a look at this one. So pi squared. So we have this one is r, and we have this one is bigger r. Why? Because this is a bigger circle. This is a smaller circle, right? So I know the two circles have the total area of 45 pi centimeter, and the larger circle has an area of 4 times the smaller circle. So the larger equals r squared times pi. And the small circle equals little r times pi. Correct, Vicky? Okay, yes. Yeah, just using this one, right? I know one of them is 4 times. 那也就是说，这个 large 的除以这个 small 的，是不是等于 4? Correct? Okay, so we can say r squared times pi over little r squared times pi equals 4. So can we get rid of something? We can get rid of what? Get rid of pi, because pi divided by pi equals 0, right? Equals 1, sorry. So r squared over little r squared equals 4. So everybody, how do we do this? We don't know, but we know r squared equals 4 times r squared. Did you get this one? Graciana? Right, because we times r squared in both sides times r squared. 对不对？这个 r squared times r squared 就没有了，这个 r4 就等于 4r。好了。So now we know bigger r pi plus smaller r pi equals what? Equals 45 pi, correct? But we know r equals 4r squared, so we have 4r squared times pi plus r squared pi equals 45 pi. Do you understand this part? I'm going to stop here. Graciana? Yeah, 要记一下笔记啊。OK， 好，那这个加起来是不是 5r squared pi 等于 45 pi? Correct, everybody? 你看4个 r pi squared plus 1 r pi squared. So that's the thing. So r squared pi equals 9 pi. Correct? I divide by 5, both left side and right side. And then I divided by pi, both left side and right side. So r squared equals 9. So r equals 3. Don't forget about it, centimeters. Okay, so now because I know r equals 3, so I can find out the bigger r. So r squared equals 4 times 3 squared, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So r squared equals 4 times 9. R squared equals 36. So r equals 6 centimeters. Get it, everybody? Okay, so don't worry about it. Those questions we're gonna go together. Okay, Jason, you understand? 哎，我觉得 Jason 每次上课我都很馋，他在吃什么？他每次上课都在吃东西。Okay, so let's take a look at number 5. Okay, 我想跟小朋友们说一下啊。Actually，我发觉所有加拿大的小朋友其实都挺害怕应用题的。Jason，你是不是有点怕？不怕？OK，好。Harvey，how about you？你怕应用题吗？Word problem. Do you scared of the word problem?
I used to.
Okay. How about you, Kevin?
Me?
Uh-huh.
No, I'm not scared of word problems.
Okay. How about you, Graciana?
It depends on how it looks at first.
Okay. So now, today I'm going to tell you how to little...
Everything depends.
Yeah, everything depends. You're right. So how do we make the word problem easier? Okay, Graciana? So let's take a look at this one. So the amount of time t in seconds a basketball player can remain in the air is determined by the formula t equals 0.144 square root v, where v is the height of the player's vertical leap in each. Okay, Kelvin? Because I know you're a basketball player, right? So this question is actually very important for you. Does anybody in this classroom play basketball? Okay, Jason did as well. Okay, so see, math and the sports is strongly connected to each other. Get it, everybody? Okay, so don't ask me, 老师，我们学数学有什么用？有用的，好不好？Okay,
啥用都没有。
啥用都没有，是不是好？Kevin，你等着啊，你等着，我过一会儿就跑到你家来打你屁股。Okay, the amount，然后 Vicky 和 Andy 说，哦，we're so safe 。
老师，你都不知道我现在在哪儿？我现在不在家。
那你总要回去的呀。You
那
find
那我就不回去了。我跟我妈妈说我不回去了。
这辈子都不回去了，你就为了怕我打你屁股，你这辈子都不回去了。OK，好好好，也可以。OK，
Maybe when I'm doing a math contest，一直打我屁股，so my IQ goes up。
对，然后你屁股就越打越大，然后你就越来越聪明。OK，so amount of time，so 这个什么意思啊？就是说 the basketball if they can remain in the air the longer, they actually can put the ball into the basket higher probability. Understand everybody? So 你看有一个很有名的 player 叫 Jordan，OK？He actually is really good at why he said 他有一个 nickname 叫飞人乔丹嘛。So why would people call him 飞人乔丹？Because he can remain himself into the air for a longer time than the regular people, other basketball player. Okay, so determined by this one. So V is the height of the player vertical leap in each. If the basketball can jump 25 inches vertically, 那什么叫 vertical leap？ 就是你这跳起来能够摸到哪里 ？Graciana 明白吗？就是你跳起来能够摸到哪里，这个就是 V。好了，那这个 player 他可以跳25 inches。Kevin，你以后也可以试试看 ，Jason，你也可以试试看啊。你可以看看你自己最高跳起来可以摸到多高，然后用这个数字来算一下，你就知道你可以在空中停留几秒。So basically，这个小朋友他可以摸到25 inch，所以就是 t 等于0.144乘以 square root 25，which is 0.144 times 5, so equals 0.72. So this basketball player could remain himself in the air for like 0.72 seconds. 好，这个时候 Gracia 要说了 ，OK，Jason 要说了，哇，这么点时间，1秒钟都不到啊 ！No, you think about it, because the Earth is having gravity. They're holding you back. Understand? And you have to hold yourself there. So it's actually pretty hard. Okay. Okay. So now, everybody, this will be your homework today. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And these later on questions, I'm going to help you a little bit. Okay. So altogether, there are a couple words problems. Okay. So let's take a look at this one. A prism has a width of 5, volume of 90. So we know the volume of a prism is being calculated as half times length times width times height. We already know the width is 5, so we can take away this width and equals 5. But everybody, we still have 2 variables, right? And we know the value is 90 centimeters square. So how do we do this? Did you see this one? Did you see this little tiny one? That means width and length are equals to each other. Understand, everybody? Okay, so they're equals to each other. So now you can take away length as well and put 5 here. So you have 90 equals 25 over 2 times h. So h is probably very easy, right? So 90 divided by 25 over 2. So you can calculate it. Understood, everybody? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just take a look at the last two. These two and 14, 13, 15, and 16, okay? So Vicky, when you see some questions that giving you the formula, that means even the teacher, me, or most of the people in this world, they don't know how to calculate it. So that means it's not a formula that needs to be memorized. Understand, Graciana? Okay? So when you are later on, we're going to do the AP and whatever, I'm going to tell you exactly. Like for instance, circle, the area equals r squared times pi. 这个需要背下来 ，OK？ 但是这个它告诉你了，需不需要背下来 ？You don't need to memorize it. You can just directly use it. Boys and girls, understand? Okay? So they said electromagnetic force, E is in volts, is determined by the formula E equals W times R square root, where W is watts and R is a resistant in our whatever means. How many watts are needed to produce an electromagnetic force of 20 volts if the resistance is 5 ohms? 那怎么办? So E equals 20, right? Because this one is being calculated like that. So, and we already know in order to produce this one, so it's E equals 20, right? Equals square root, what? They want to know the watts because the R has been told you is 5. So 5W square root equals 20. Correct, everybody? So you have this one. So 20 equals 5W square root. So Jason, remember, we have learned this one, right? In order to get this one, you do what? You square it, sorry, and you square the left side and right side. So 400 equals 5W. So W equals what? 80. And don't forget watts, because they tell you W is in watts. Get it, Graciana? Okay, so how do we avoid making mistakes or even sometimes silly mistakes? Because you know what? Most of the question, you already did it, but you cannot get the perfect score. It's because you missing something, which the question has already told you. Get it, Vicky? All I need to from you is pay a little bit attention to the question itself. And it's pretty easy, right? These questions. Okay. Oh, sorry, Andy. 因为你今天不能点头，所以你只能Andy 不能点。Okay, so now this one we have learned it already, and this one we have learned it already. This is the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so like I said, these are some Pythagorean theorem I would like you to just remember. And how about let's take a look at this one. Okay, so for instance, if you are not like me, right? In order to find x, it's pretty complicated because you need to do 12 squared equals 144, 9 squared equals 81. So x squared equals 144 minus 81 equals 63. Am I right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so x equals what? Square root 63. Because 63 equals 7 times 3 times 3, right? So the same thing dead out. So equals 3 and square root 7 centimeters. Get it, everybody? So that's
Yes.
just the longest one. So this one, x squared equals 17 squared minus 8 squared. So something like that. Okay, so this is pretty easy. So we're not, and remember everybody, if you see this one, that means these two lines are same. Okay, these two lines are same. Okay, so now let's move forward to the last part. Yeah, I hate those numbers. It makes me. We're going to think about it. These ones, okay? Not this one, so I need to have. Okay, so everybody, we have already learned how to transfer 20. 20 squared equals 2 times 2 times 5 square root equals 2 square root 5. Correct, everybody? So now I want to ask you, square root 20 times square root 20, you know equals 20, 对不对？那有一个什么东西没学？ Square root 20 plus square root 20 equals what? 有没有学过？没学过。Okay, so everybody.
2 square root 20. 2 square root 20.
2 square root 20. Okay, what's next? Yeah, Kevin, on the right track. Very good. Keep going.
4 square root 5.
Another 4 square root 5. Very good, Harvey. Is it you?
No.
Andy. Andy, give it to. Is it Andy give me the answer or Harvey give me the answer?
Both.
Okay,
Kelvin.
Kevin 就给了一半呀。So it's 2
Mm.
times, because I know square root 20 equals 2 and square root 5. Correct? Vicky? 对不对 Graciana? 对不对 OK, 好了，那2乘以2是什么？等于4 and square root 5. Understand everybody? Okay,
Yes.
now my question is, can square root 2 plus square root 3 equals what? Square root 2 plus square root 3 equals what? Still square root 2 plus square root 3. Very good. Thank you, Jason. Okay, you cannot combine these together. The only thing you can combine together is if you have a square root 2 plus 2 square root 2 equals what? Equals what? So 一个 square root 2加上2个 square root 2. So the answer is 3 square root 2. Good job, Andy. Very good. 我觉得你这个落枕落的还不错啊。Okay, so 3 square root 2 minus 2 square root 3 equals what? Okay, this one's wrong. Okay, so 3 square root 2 minus 2 square root 3. Just like that. They cannot be minused. Okay, so the only thing can be minus is 3 square root 2 minus 2 square root 2 equals what? Everybody?
5 square root 2.
Just square root 2. Very good, because it's a 3 square root 2 minus 3个 square root 2减去2个 square root 2等于1个 square root 2. Okay, everybody. So quickly enough, I am going to, sorry, another one, okay? So I'm going to give you some plus and minus questions. Then I want you to practice. And by the way, meanwhile, I'm going to ask you to review the thing earlier as well. Okay? Now start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I finished, but I'm too lazy to type all this down.
OK，那你做完，然后看看做的对不对。如果做错了，就自己打自己屁股就可以了，好不好？
不可能做错的。
你呀、我跟你讲，你那个回家作业做的呀，Kevin。
啊，老师做的太多题了。
啥？
他说他做了太多题了，那大家都做
太着急了。
你赶着去哪儿呀？
我也不知道，
你要去哪里玩
我没有去哪里。
？Okay, so everybody, I am going to start to explain each of them. Okay, so you can check your answer. 4 square root 3 plus 5 square root 3 minus 2 square root 3 equals 7 square root 3. Correct, everybody?
好了，
Okay, 有错的就要这个时候就要打屁股了啊。Okay, this one, square root 3 times square root 3 equals
15.
equals 3. So the answer is 15.
What do I get if I get everything correct?
我等一下给你吃颗糖。
Oh, let's go.
Jason，你看 Kevin 是不是小朋友？是不是 baby Kevin? Okay, so 9 square root 2 minus 7 square root 2 equals what? Equals 2 square root 2 times
Equals
square root
4.
2 equals 4. Okay, so next one.
Everything correct so
This
far.
one's a little bit
50%.
tricky, okay? So 5 square root 2. Actually, we can do another way, okay? Because 6 square root 6 equals what? Equals square root 2 times square root 3. So you can,
I got that. 5 over square root 3.
so 5 over square root 3. 我就知道你这样子，我就
I
知
still
道你
got
在
that
这里，
correct.
我就知道你要这样子，对吧？这样做完了没有？刚刚说过，square root 3不能出现在 denominator。
No.
我说什么来着？我就知道这里一个洞挖好，对不对？别的小朋友都洞跳过去了 ，Jason 跳过去了 ，Harvey 跳过去了，Graciana 跳过去了，Vicky 跳过去了，Andy 跳过去了，然后 Kevin 在下面，然后这是 Kevin，然后 Kevin 在上面说 help，啊，是不是？So the answer is 5 square root 3 over 3啊，Kevin，是不是？他跟我说肯定全对呢，全对什么？全对毛线。Okay, so square root 5 is square root 5, Graciana, right? We can just take away. So 3 and 15, we can simplify. So 1 over 5. So the answer is 1 over 5. 你知道做对了没有，Kevin？
做对了。
OK，好，我是
最后
说
一道是不变，对吧？
最后一道，we cannot do anything. It's just
Yes. 啊，老师，我就错了一道，没事，就一道。
Andy. I agree with you. Let's shake our. Let's.
What did Andy say?
没有 Andy 摇了摇头，我也摇了摇头。我跟 Andy 是一路的。
No.
我们不用学习 Calvin 啊，这个题目大家要求全对。Okay, I want everybody to get it full right. Okay, Harvey, right? It's no problem. Okay, so everybody, let's take a look at this one. Okay, so the most important part is we know how to do division as well. Okay, so 5 and square root 3 divide 6 square root 2. So how do we do it, everybody? You put them immediately on fraction. Okay, that will help you a lot because then this question became something we learned. So 5 square root 3 times square root 2 and 6 square root 2 times square root 2. Get it? So it's immediately transferred to something that we learned it before already. So this one is 5 square root 6 over 6 times 2. So the answer is 5 over 5, 5 square root 6 over 12. Understood, everybody? So we have
Understood.
learned, yeah, so we have learned these ones, okay? So last but not the least, so I want you to just, these ones is very easy to practice, okay? So we just practice 5 questions. 6, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to call each of you, give me the answer. Okay, so after that, you hear them. Okay, so 6 questions. OK，做完的小朋友告诉老师啊。Okay, so do you want me to give you some extra time? Yes? Okay, good. Okay, so you don't have to type the answer. I'm going to just call you.
I finished.
Okay, good job, Gracie. Yeah. So
was
first
me.
question. First question, I'm going to ask Jason. How about you do the first one? So 6.
Do I say the answer?
No, 不对，你直接告诉我答案。
Oh, it is 6 square root 6. Oh, no, wait, what? No, it's 2 over 6, square root 6.
Do you want to write it on the screen?
Okay.
Yeah, do you want to write it on the screen? Okay, so this one's Jason. The second one belongs to, yeah, Vicky.
Sorry.
谁在那里画？肯定是 Kelvin. Okay, the second one belongs to, oh, it's Jason. Sorry. Sorry, Kelvin. It's not you, it's Jason. Jason, 你写的是啥？ Okay,
可以画呀，
It's
我都不
the
知道。
computer.
number 3 is Andy. Number 4 goes to Kelvin. This is you. Now this is you. Kelvin. Okay, so number 4 is Harvey. Number 5 is Calvin. Number 6 is Graciana.
No, why do I get number 5?
I just randomly pick a number. Okay, Jason, 你这写的是煞，阿尔根号6吗？是阿尔根号6吗？
I
Okay.
so.
Okay. 那小朋友的写的爱。Okay, Andy's good at writing. Jason, 你干嘛你 Jason, take it off. You're so bad. 打屁股啊。I did.
I don't think I can annotate.
Did I get it correct?
Okay, so everybody, let's take a look at this one. Okay, every single one. Oh, yeah, ping. Okay, so every single one. So 6 square root 2 over 3 square root 3. So when we do this, Jason, I'm going to first simplify it because, you know, I'm so scared of it's going to be another Kelvin here, right? So 2 square root 2 over square root 3. The question became like that. Correct? So times square root 3 and times square root 3. So the answer is 2 square root 6 over 3. Jason. 啊，对 ，Jason 欠我一下屁股。OK，好，我们现在来看 Vicky 有没有 save your butt？ 9 square root 2 over 3 square root 3. So first I'm going to just simplify. So 3 over 1. So 3 square root 2 over square root 3 times square root 3 times square root 3. So the answer is 3 square root 6 over 3. Vicky, 1 and a 1. So the answer, you're right, but not perfect. It's because 1 and 1, you don't have to write it. So the answer is square root 6. Good job, Vicky. Very good. Okay, Andy 给我的答案现在还在写。Andy, okay, so let's see. And we wait for Andy. 毕竟 Andy 今天是残疾人，我们要对残疾人好一点。So 6 square root 5 divided by 15 over square root 3, right? Okay, so Kelvin, 是不是先要 simplify 啊？对不对？ Okay, so 2 and 5. Okay, so now I times square root 3 and times square root 3. So the answer is 2 square root 15 over 5 times, Andy, 3 times 3 equals 3 So it's 2 square root 15 over 15. Yes, Jason?
I think my answer is correct.
啊，然后你没弄完，你没告诉我，没写光，是不是？You didn't 啊？你觉得你的答案是对的 ？Why？
Because 6 divided by 3 is 2.
No, you cannot divide it by like that.
Why?
It's square root 6, 不是 6.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you cannot directly divide it. Okay, good job. Okay, so if you have questions, Jason did really good. So, Andy, did you find out which part? 你把这个忘了，对不对？是不是这个忘了？Andy? Okay, Andy 打开 busy. Okay, Harvey. Harvey, what is your answer?
Yeah, I couldn't annotate, so my
Yeah.
answer was square root 34.
Square root 34? Okay, so let's see if Andy got it right. Okay, so 7 square root 2 divided by half square root 14. First, we still do the same thing, boys and girls, okay? 7除以1/2等于什么？不就等于7除以
14.
2 Very good, thank you, Calvin. 14 square root 2 over square root 14. Get it, everybody? So now what is the next one? We cannot have square root 14 here, so times square root 14. So the answer is 14 square root 28 over 14. 14 and 14 are gone, so the answer is square root 20.
2 over square root 7.
But it's 2 times 2 times 7, right? So it's
2
2
over square root
and
7.
square root 7. Good job, Kelvin. 这道题你做对了，是不是？对啊，你看那个打屁股还是有用的。So, Harvey, did you get it? Which part you making mistakes? Okay, good. Okay, so Kelvin, let's see Kelvin's. Okay, so square
No, I
root
probably got
over
it
3
wrong.
divided by. So divided by square roots is equals what? Equals 1
Time.
over square root.
I'm so scared. I probably got this
So let's
wrong.
take a look at this one. Square root 12 on the top and the bottom is 3 times square root 2. So a times square root 2 and times square root 2. So the answer is 3 times 2 and the top is 24. So Kelvin said, 老师我做错了吗？哎, don't get me.
No, I got it
Because
correct.
24
I got it
equals
correct.
2 times 2 times 6. Correct? So the two same thing get out equals 2 square root 6 over 6. So simplify. Very good this time. Kelvin 没有忘记 simplify. So 1 over 3. So the answer is square root 6 over 3. 所以今天我们两个唯一做对的小朋友 so far， 一个是 Vicky， 一个是 Kelvin。Good job. OK， 好，我们现在来看 Graciana 这道题目是最难的 Graciana。OK，I'm so sorry 。但是我们觉得我们看看 Graciana 做的对不对 ？OK，so first of all, don't worry about it. So let's take a look at this one because Kelvin, I give you an example is when you divide something, just equals times 1 over this thing. Correct, Graciana? So it's 6 and square root 3 over 2 times 1 over square root 6. Correct, everybody? Okay, so remember, I moved the 6 up because it's easier for me to do that. And plus, everybody, this one equals 3, right? So I just simplify it. Correct, everybody? Okay, so now 3 square root 3 over square root 6. So I'm going to times square root 6 and times square root 6. So you know what? I think Graciana is good. She just had a little bit hard time like simplify, but she's 你看这边有根号18，我这里也有根号18，所以 Graciana 我觉得你是对的。OK， 根号6乘以根号6等于几啊？就等于6啊。So the top is 3 square root 18. Graciana 做的非常好，你看6和12，你这边可以约掉变成3，所以你对的 ，very good Graciana. So 6和3又可以约分 ，so it's square root 18 over 2. 但是 square root 18还可以怎么样 18等于3
3 square
乘以
root 2.
3乘以2，很好，我听到 Kelvin 说了。So it's 3 over 2 and the square root 2. Sorry, it's just a headache here, everything. Get it, Graciana? Very good. You understood it. Very good. Okay. So I give you 80% right. 因为其实你就这里没约分而已。Okay. Very good. The hardest question. And Vicky and Kelvin, good job. And Jason, Andy, and Harvey, and 3 of you, just a little bit wrong. Good job, all of you. Very proud of you. 因为这个已经非常难了。Okay. 好了。So today we have learned the Pythagorean theorem, and we have go over some word problems. And also, last but not least, we calculate how to do the square root and everything, right? And remember, because Calvin is our student, sometimes making mistakes. 因为 Kelvin 这样，所以我们整一个班的小朋友都不会忘记化简了，对不对？ You're not going to forget how to simplify. And after today, I think Kelvin is not going to forgot how to simplify the answer as well.
No,
Okay,
I will
everybody.
forget.
Okay, so everybody, congratulations for the people who do the last question, right? But I think whole entire class did really good job. Andy, 虽然脖子坏了，但是脑子还是好用的，是不是啊？对吧？对吧？OK，好的。
他脖子咋坏了？
那就睡觉的时候没睡好，就是有点
落枕。
对对，落枕了，有点落枕了，对啊。然后他有可能是睡成这样了，有可能是睡成这样。Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jason is pretty.
他说他脖子动不了了，也不知道怎么搞的，起来就是脖子，哎呀，动不了了。
真的呀，没关系的，按摩一下就好了，按摩一下，做多一点数学题就好。Okay, so again, everybody, I wish most of you send the homework to me on time, and a really good job. Okay, so every single one I marked it, and so the next class I want you to do exactly the same thing like last week. Okay, everybody, good job, very good. Okay. Jason 不停的在吃东西，烦死了！我也要去吃东西，我好饿啊！我看他上课，我好饿。Okay, everybody, that's it for today's class. Wish you a very good night and see you next week. Okay, bye bye.